Well, dinner has been, or lunch has been consumed. So now let's think about what we're doing this afternoon. But that's the wrong leaflet, because that's the, Fête Dieu. Anyway, church. And it's Jeudi, which is Thursday, so that's not today, is it? There's a picture of a bunch of people processing the reserved sacrament, the Blessed Host. There's a fat bloke with a tie on helping carry this thing. I don't know who he was, but apparently he's going to be doing it again this year. But that's not what we're doing today. What we're doing today is we are going to a Brocante, a cavalcade at Pouligny Saint Pierre, Sunday, 4th of June. Right. At 15:30 there is a cavalcade of vehicles. Yeah, right, fantastic. Let's go do it. Well, I didn't bother starting the camera until we passed Martizet because, well, you've been from Azay-le-Ferron to Martizet more than once, shall we say. I don't know how often I've brought you down this road, but the last signpost said that Pouligny Saint Pierre is 14 kilometres. That's not very far in real terms. 14 sounds a lot, but that's not even 10 miles. It's a glorious hot day today. We're up to about 27 degrees at the moment. And it's a Sunday, and this morning I did the things that one probably should do on a Sunday morning. But we're going to treat this afternoon as a holiday. Look, Pouligny Saint Pierre, 11 kilometres. Right, we'll turn you back on when we get there. Well, the last signpost said 2 kilometres, so we're pretty close. What a lovely bit of forest. Looking at the clouds, I think one or two places might get some thunderstormy sort of rain tonight. The weather has that feel to it. Lots of signposts here. Pedestrian crossing in 350 metres. Pouligny Saint Pierre. And it's telling me that I've got to turn right at the roundabout. We'll do that. That looks like there's a car park. That's good. Route Barrée. Right, let's find somewhere to put the car. I was hoping to find somewhere in the shade, but I've got a feeling that all the shaded places will probably be already taken. Does this count as off-road driving? Now you should have the idea by now of how these Brocante work. They close the road, and just in case anyone decides they're going to ignore that, they stick something in the way, and then the centre of the town just becomes a pedestrian area for the rest of the day. And we walk about and we look at things. And some of us might take our wallets out and we might buy things. Might not. But this looks like part of the cavalcade, you know, carnival if you like. That's what tractors are for, isn't it? Cover them with flowers, tow a carnival float with them. Much better than all that grass cutting and ploughing and stuff. Sort of wondering a little bit if we're going to see Matt the Scrap Whisperer. Probably not. It's a bit of a long run for him. This is an interesting looking device, isn't it? Yeah, I'm sure someone thought that was a really good idea. I guess it is a good idea. Bit of fun, isn't it? Now, wherever you see a building with mairie on it like that, that's actually the town hall. So, and yeah, there will be lots of people who have gone up into their loft, found all of the old rubbish that they didn't want last year, and will be trying to sell it to people who won't want it next year. Bonjour, monsieur. Well, I've walked that street. When we get home, I'll show you what I bought, but you're going to have to be patient with me because I daren't open the bag and show you now in case crowds gather and try to take it away from me. But we've got more streets to walk around. It's a very pretty town. I'll call it a town. I don't suppose it qualifies as a town, but it is very, very pretty. And at this time of year, you know, roses blooming everywhere. The tallest building in the town, of course, is the church. If you think the town is pretty enough to move to, it is, if you don't like where you live at the moment, well, I do like where I live at the moment, so I'm not buying. But there's a nice little house for sale in a very pretty village. There are people who don't believe I'm in France. It's not actually a 2CV, is it? That's a Citroën Diana. That's the sort of modernised 2CV. But yes, we're definitely in France. And every time we pass a church, we stop and make a visit, so that when they carry me in, the Lord won't say, "Who is it?" I wonder if it's open. It should be open. It's Sunday. Yes, a very pleasant old church. And of course, as we walk in, the first thing that we see is a baptismal font with water. But that looks like a very, very old one, doesn't it? On the walls, of course, the Stations of the Cross. And of course, a statue of Saint Joan, you know, Joan of Arc. Right, anyone fancy getting up into the pulpit and preaching? The statue of Saint Blaise, and of course an altar. The lamp being on signifies that within the tabernacle there is reserved sacrament. The stained glass windows are St. Blaise and St. Peter. Now, if any of you have done things that you shouldn't, well, there's the confessional box in the corner. And sadly, of course, everywhere, a memorial to the children of the parish who died for France. And as we are in June, we ought to just take a little look at the statue of Christ exposing his Sacred Heart. whatever other reasons some people might choose to go on marches in June, June is the month for venerating and for worshipping Christ. What I wanted to look at, but there were some other people. They weren't in the way, it's just I didn't want to invade their privacy. There's some wonderful murals. That's rather wonderful, isn't it?
Bienvenue à la fanfare de Pouligny. Alors regardez bien et comptez les points de loin. C'est travail. Et nous attendons maintenant le grand végétant, groupe folklorique de notre région. Un peu loin de la montagne, mais quand même, bienvenue à Pouligny. Nous allons derrière une auberge de avec la vache qui est en équilibre et ces bergers km très tôt, parce que l'heure de la fête. Il est aussi nécessaire de courir à 2 minutes, je crois.
Look at that. A house made of cheese. Oh, no, 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 no. La Maison du Fromage. It's a place where you buy cheese. La Maison de Fromage would be a house of cheese. Oh, this French language is confusing sometimes, isn't it? But if you want some cheese, this would be a good place to come. Well, there we are. I said I'd show you what I bought when we got home. Not sure, well, to go further than that, I don't know what it is. Obviously, it's an HO scale locomotive. Obviously, it's a diesel shunter. Made by whom? No idea. Don't know if it works. It just sort of chimed with me. And a very nice price was negotiated, and well, there we are. I suppose I might ought to have to get on and get a layout laid out.